Good morning. This is Dr. Timothy Scott Beck here at Life Point Medical. It is December the 9th of 2024. And I want to tell you that we are here and we're up and running and trying to do our thing this morning. And we've reminded ourselves of what our job is and how we're supposed to do it. So we definitely want to hear from you if you're having any problems. It was an interesting weekend. I have to say I give a shout out to Mr. Gunnar Stockton because really I'm not a big football fan, but it is exciting to see that young man really get recognized like he is. And I've met him a couple of times, a very nice gentleman. So congratulations to him. And I think his name was the most said name in Georgia yesterday, I'm sure. But let's go ahead and get down to business about what we're doing. First of all, let's reiterate the communications, okay? So I want you to be able to get a hold of me in an effective manner if you need help, okay? And the reason why I want you to is because I think getting to you quickly when you have a medical problem is the best way for me to intervene and to maybe prevent something bad from happening or keep you healthy when I can. Okay, so that's why we have our telephone, 706-782-0016. That's why we have our text line, which is 706-607-6685. We've got our chat bot on our website at drtsbeck.com. You can talk to us directly there, or you can request an appointment on the website. But we've got great ways for you to communicate with us, and we're trying to meet what everybody else is doing because everybody's texting, so we're doing texting. We just want to get to you and get you taken care of promptly if there's something going on with you. So let's talk about that because I do think that's probably one of the most beneficial things I do for my community here. I really do, is seeing these patients and getting them taken care of soon. So in of recent, we've actually had some technology upgrades, and I've took those technology upgrades and says, how are we going to use this to be better responsive to our patients when they call and they need to be seen? So what we do every day is we leave the last hour open for acute visits, okay? And acute visits are, this patient needs something addressed importantly right now. Now, sometimes it's okay. Sometimes we may get 4 or 5 in that working slot at the end of the day, but sometimes we might get 20, okay? And the thing that I want to reiterate is when you are coming for an acute visit, when you call and you say, I've got a problem I need to speak to the doctor today about, we definitely want you to limit what you're talking to us about, okay? If it's an acute visit, we're focused on what's going on with you so we can get you taken care of promptly. Now, we're not trying to go through a bunch of lists, and we're not trying to knock out 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 problems at one time. We're really trying to keep it to 1 and maybe 2 if it's relevant, okay? So we need you to help us with that, okay? And that's not me as much as my staff has said we've got to help. We've got to educate them a little bit about these acute visits because if you come in, if you've got a problem and you need an acute visit or we talk and I need to see you, you come in and we're going to talk about specifically that problem so we can get that addressed and get it taken care of. If there's other issues, we can make regular appointments for that. I'm just talking about for that acute visit, the one where we see you that day if you need to, okay? Along the same lines, we leave availability too on a daily basis to catch people when they've got out of the hospital. You know, we call that a transition of care. And it turns out in the medical field, transitions of care are when most of the errors are made. Okay, and I see it all the time. In other words, you go into the hospital and you're on one medication regimen. While you're in the hospital, they change you to another medication regimen. And then when you get discharged, you're on a hybrid of those 2 medications. So do you keep taking the medicines you were taking before, or do you take new ones? Is anybody look to make sure you're not taking duplicate medicine or left off the crucial medicine that you should have been on the whole time? These are all the things that we look at when we do a transition of care appointment. So we want to see you when you get out of the hospital so we can look and see if everything was done right. And I don't know of another time in the history of me being a doctor where it's been more important, okay? We see discrepancies. We fix these things on a daily basis, okay? So if you get put in the hospital as soon as you get out of that hospital, if you're a patient of ours, we want to see you. We definitely want to see you within a week. We want to hear from you. Call us so we can go ahead and talk to you and start the transition of care process so that we can compensate for the way it's been going so far with that. Okay, and that is a recognized need. Matter of fact, Medicare even pays us special for that transition of care visit because they think it's important and they want us to do this and to help fix people's medicines and, more importantly, help the patient from going back in the hospital. So that's why we do those things. I do think it's very important. I think it's very useful. Hopefully you'll use it to your advantage and help us to help you stay healthy and stay out of the hospital and stay out of trouble and live as long and as productive life as possible. Thank you so much for listening to me. 706-782-0016 or text us at 706-607-6685. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.